Bracketology, presented by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, breaking down the 2024 Texas High School Football Playoff brackets. I'm Greg Tepper. This is 5A Division I, and in the past, this has been dominated by one team. We'll get to them in a moment. But I want to sell you on this being actually one of the most unpredictable brackets in the state. Okay? Stay with me here. We'll start with Region 1, okay? This is where the big bad wolf lives, okay? Aledo, the 12-time state champion, looking for number 13, the number one team in 5A Division 1. They are the everything of 5A Division 1 in the past few years, and they are a juggernaut, plain and simple. Now, I think that this year's team is not as good as last year's team. That, to me, is too high a bar. That's an unfair comparison, but I do think that they are maybe not as invincible as they were last year. And so, are there any teams within their own region that could give them trouble? Maybe a team like Denton Ryan, which gave them a lot of trouble for a half in their district game. Can they, if they get another chance? Remember, they had to go to overtime with Richland. So there are some teams here that I think can give them some surprises. But overall, I think Aledo is your pretty clear favorite. I think in Region 1, it has to be that way. They have certainly earned that. To Region 2 we go. On to Region 2 is where we really start getting to the fireworks factory, because I think this is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of the powerhouse from DFW and then some upstarts from the Austin area. Specifically, this first round matchup, Cedar Park and Red Oaks, really interesting. Michael Quintero has coached at both of those programs, which is very interesting. That game's a huge. Frisco Lone Star had that one weird hiccup against Frisco Wakeland, but other than that, they have been dominant. My question is, how healthy are they, and can their defense hold up to the test against a team like a Highland Park, right? Very quietly bobbing along, got the one loss in the year, but they have been very, very strong all year long. If you want to look for the hottest team in the state, it might be Georgetown. Okay, the Eagles, running back Jet Walker is averaging like 900 yards per carry right now. That's only a slight exaggeration, but I will tell you that I look at this region, and while you've got some teams that I think are more brand names, like Frisco Lone Star, like Highland Park, right? Maybe even like Georgetown, which has played for a state championship recently. I would look at some potential upstarts here, particularly. Folks, West Mesquite's 10-0. Steven Jackson's got the Wranglers rolling. Keep an eye on them. It's a fascinating first-round matchup with McKinney North. Swing over to the other side of the bracket, go to Region 3. On Region 3 side, this is kind of a smushing together of East Texas, Houston area, and kind of Southeast Texas, the Brazos Valley. I think the Brazos Valley is the real power nexus of Region 3, specifically A&M Consolidated and College Station, who played a war about eight weeks ago. A&M Consolidated got their first ever winner over College Station. I think they have to enter this bracket as the favorite. Galveston Ball's interesting. A high upside team. How healthy are they? We know Jonah Williams, their superstar, has been out for the past couple of weeks. Is he available for the playoffs? That is a big question that will help to shape the entirety of Region 3. Up at the top half of the bracket, there's a first round matchup that I cannot wait for. Angleton and Pflugerville Weiss. Freshman quarterback Jackson Shad has really put Weiss on his back, but this is a tough Angleton team that they're going to have to deal with. Lufkin, I think, is also playing exceptionally well. And so I think, again, I look at the Brazos Valley, College Station, A&M Consolidated as probably where the power lies within Region 3. But if you look elsewhere, there are plenty of teams that I think could come out of this region. On to Region 4 we go. Over in Region 4, San Antonio is going to be the name of the game here. Specifically, you've got the team that played for a state championship a year ago in Smithson Valley. Are they up to that same standard? They will have to navigate, I think, a much more difficult bracket this year. Specifically, I think a second round matchup potentially with Edinburgh-Vela. It's an undefeated Edinburgh-Vela team. Interested to see what happens there. Or no, one loss Edinburgh-Vale team. At the top, San Antonio Piper is a really interesting squad as well. A team that is still very, very young, just in their third year of varsity play, but they are absolutely rolling under Coach Nick Rogers. And then you look at the Corpus Christi area. Corpus Christi Memorial and Veterans Memorial and Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. How much do they have to say as far as this bracket breakdown is concerned? It's really interesting because I think in each region of the state, not just Region 4, but also Corpus, the Coastal Bend, right, San Antonio, the Rio Grande Valley, I think you've got contenders here to come out of Region 4. So overall, when you take a look at this region, a lot of the target is going to be on one team, right? Aledo, right here, and for good reason, right? 12-time state champion. I'm just here to tell you that I think that this bracket is deeper than it has been in past years, and I think that this is a much more interesting bracket than it has been in past Aledo years. So it's a fascinating bracket there in 5A Division 1. We will have you covered every step of the way at texasfootball.com.